curriculum is like, it's not like you get good with one thing exceptionally. It's like you learn little of everything. It's more like a generalist approach. A small campus, what it gives you is that you feel very connected to the people here, right? I meet everyone here in a single day. I go to mess and I meet everyone. In the first semester, I got 8.57. In the second semester, I was more involved in in building things. I was building technical solutions for problems what students were facing here. A lot of Google Sheet, a lot of website building like CGPA tracker. We have a 6-month internship coming up in the sixth semester. So that is there. Now, summer internship that people do, right? I think here we have people who even did an internship in airport authorities of India.
Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel Thinkora, learning here for IPMAT, CUET and the BBA entrance examinations. So guys, today we have Shameem who's from IIM Sirmaur in our podcast with us. So hi Shameem, how are you doing?
Hello, Sarthak. Really happy to be here. And whatever question you're shooting at, will be really happy with answering them as well. Because we, as in our BMS batches, well, we are trying to get our media presence thoda pumped up so that people know what's actually happening here. One thing that we observed, like people want to know more about us, and there isn't enough content on YouTube. So I'm really happy that you came
Yeah.
with this initiative.
Oh, no problem. It's even my opportunity to host you as well.
Yeah.
So let's move with our podcast. So how are you doing over there? How is Amsterdam more treating you?
Over here, it's really nice so far. I mean, whether it be like overall things here, whether it be the peer group, whether it be the academics. Although it's a bit hectic right now, we are having our NSEMs. A little back, we had our presentations going on.
Hmm.
A little back, we had our project submissions and all. But even after all that, what I think is that like 1 year ago, this was the opportunity I was dreaming of. This is where I wanted to get in. So it's like it's also a
Oh,
privilege to be
great.
tired of the things that you actually enjoy, that you actually want to do. So that thing is there. So that's overall what's happening right now.
That's
Hmm.
That's very nice. So, how is your 1 year experience at IIM Sirmaur? As it is a very new course to all the IIMs, like only IIM Sirmaur and our Kozhikode is offering it.
Hmm. So, like, this is something that I've been asked a lot when the new batch, like, when they got, like, the people who got the second year offers of coming here. And there was something that I was telling everyone. One thing was that you could either join a course or a program which has been developed quite a lot for like previous
Yeah.
years, or you could join a course that is kind of in their foundational years, right? That are kind of being built
Yeah.
only. So what I tell them is like, if you join here, you see things getting built from their grassroots level, like from the root level onwards. So the experience
Very
that
true.
you get here is of building a program, not joining a program which is
Yeah.
already done, completely set up.
Correct.
Like even if you look at the committees here, they're like the first committees.
Mhm.
Even if you go to any old IIMs or like second generation IIMs, like there you go and you get into a
Mhm.
committee or a club which has been built. So the building experience is
Mhm.
quite less when you look at it. Like anything that you can look from like a positive, like a lens that is more of a like feature approach or more of a bug. So here what we try to see is that all these committees, we are building them. So there is the learning that you get out of building is something that you do not get anywhere else.
It will definitely help when someone is going to start a new organization or something. They'll
Mhm.
get to know, they'll have the experience
Mhm.
of starting
Yeah,
something. That's very true, and it's very nice of answer of your program.
true.
Okay, perfect. So, like, if someone is coming to answer more, what will be your recommendation to him or her if he or she is going to apply for the third batch?
For the third batch, I think things exponentially get better with every next batch. Like a lot of
Yeah,
things about IIM Sirmaur, which people might have heard online and all. I think it that essentially comes from the fact that people compare first year of IIM Sirmaur to 15th year of. Am I audible? I'm audible,
ah,
right?
yeah,
Yeah. So
yeah,
a lot of these like perception issues come out of the fact that people compare the first year of IIM Sirmaur to 15th year of IIM Indore or like the fifth year of IIM
yeah,
Ranchi. Like that happens. That's
correct.
not how it works, right? With every next batch things like get 10 times 20 times better.
Yeah.
So like when we came
Yes.
here it was just a deserted buildings built set of buildings, and we did not have committees, clubs, or any events going on. It was like us who got started it. It was us who
Yeah.
who took the initiative to get things rolling. But when the second batch came in, we were there to guide them. We knew how the system worked.
Yeah.
So for them, it was much, much better. And when the third batch arrives, it will be even better for them. So like it kind of
Mhm.
gets keeping better, gets getting better. Yeah. So for the third
Yeah.
batch, it will be much better than us, of course.
That's very perfect. So, how's the peer group there? How's your friends groups and all?
Okay. So peer groups, again, it is up to you how you see the people, how you are able to interact with them. In my case, it has been amazing. Like I would even like to give specific examples, like things that changed me. So there was this student called Priyanshu in our campus. He was like he
Mm-hmm.
started a retail shop in his room. Like he was selling chips and drinks. Silly thing, normal thing, right? Nothing huge about that. But then there was another friend of mine. His name was Devendra, and he looked at this and he was like, okay, we could also
Mm-hmm.
do this. When I heard that, I was like, okay, it's a silly idea, but still, if you're saying ki you can also do this, I've heard a lot of people talk about ideas and never execute, and that was the kind of thing I had. Like, okay, people talk about ideas all the time. They go to a hotel and they're like, okay, this seems doable. Maybe we should also start a hotel. That's what people do. But what kind of blow my mind was like next day itself he took me to the wholesale market and he was like, these are the products, this is the margin that we could get, and we'll buy them. And the next week itself he started the thing. And I know it is such a small thing,
Uh,
like there's nothing great about starting like selling things in your room, but there is something astonishingly
yes.
amazing about saying something and doing that. And from there I got an
Yeah.
execution mindset. I saw these two people. Then there were other people as well. Devanita, who was selling her cupcakes, Ria Gandhi selling cheesecakes, and people doing a lot
Mm-hmm.
of things. Like there are people with digital marketing firm in juniors, like who are making like a sale of 1 lakh in a single video call. Those kind of people are there. And it's just that whatever I want to talk about, like any topic,
Mm-hmm.
anyone you go to, there will be at least something
Yeah.
that they have to offer. Like my mind goes in a way is like, if I want to talk about productivity, I'll go to Akam. If I want to learn editing, I'll go to Tejo. If I want to talk about sports, I'll go to
Yeah.
Anirudh. If I want to talk about business, I'll go to
Yeah.
Hitangar. So that kind of thing that goes inside you, I think it's really how you see the thing. You could also be like, people here are
Yeah.
so, I mean, competitive, and some people do not help you. It's really how you look at things. So I think it's really what you'll also
Yeah.
find people who are very like, I'll only stay to my group, or I'll only stay limited to some people, which also I respect. So it's really the approach. In my
Yeah.
case, I'm very social person. I'm a very extroverted person. I love talking to people. I told you, right, the story of Devendra and Priyanshu. Like people were actually executing, and this was the first time in my life I actually saw people like people who execute, right? And it was that kind of inspired me to start my own career
Yeah.
counseling firm, and I made like money from it. Like a few days ago,
Mm-hmm.
I just had a 5 digit sale of selling 28 slots. I would not have been influenced by these people here. So yeah. So for me at least, it has been like a great experience, and I'm like every day, like almost every day, I think like IIM Sirmaur is one of the best things that happened to me. But this has not always been the case. In the beginning, I was thoda skeptical. Ki I'm not sure like about
Mm-hmm.
IIM Sirmaur. I've heard a lot of things online. I've heard that infra is not good. I've heard this is not good. That is not good. So when I was here, I was skeptical, but over time, I understood it's the people here that matter the most. And so far, I've been, as of now, at least, I'm
Correct.
very grateful. Yeah. I hope that makes sense. I can kind of
Oh,
summarize the
that's
peer
very
group.
good. Yeah, perfect, perfect. It was perfect. So, how's the campus life there? How's the campus and how's your hostel life there? How you enjoy all that?
हॉस्टल लाइफ तो ऑब्वियसली वुड नो देयर आर लेट नाइट सेशंस, पिज्जा ऑर्डर करना है, चिल करना है, ये सब तो होता रहता है. बट ऑन टॉप ऑफ दैट, लाइक, आर यू टॉकिंग अबाउट द कैंपस लाइफ itself? Like the people play sports, people sit together and talk, and we do not have a
Yeah.
campus.
Yeah. Campus life
Since we
and
do
all.
not have a campus curfew, we're like sometimes we just sit together. Like even outside, we walk until 5 a.m., 6 a.m. That is there, and there are a lot of events going on. That is there. So yeah, overall, what you expect from a normal college, that is also there. Like you have ambitious people as well, but you also have people with whom you can have fun with. And also, one thing that I love about this campus is like it's such a small place. Now, earlier when I came here, I was like,
Mm-hmm.
we all have dreamt of IIM Indore and IIM Rohtak at some point, and they have huge campuses. We did go there for case competitions and all.
Yeah.
So we're like in the
Okay.
initial phase
Great.
that was there, but then I kind of realized that a small campus, what it gives you is that you feel very connected to the people here, right? I meet everyone
Correct.
here in a single day. I go to mess and I meet everyone. And the connection that you've built, like you feel you don't feel that kind of cold silence. You always feel like people are there and you could talk. Like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of serendipitous moments happen. Like you randomly go to a library and you meet someone and some kind of conversation gets struck up, and that becomes very valuable later on. Then you're like very grateful ki, yeah, it's like a small place and you could like randomly bump into people and have a serendipitous moment with them. So that is also there.
So, how's the exposure in answer more?
Exposure with respect to.
Respect to your curriculums,
Mhm.
extracurriculars, exposure
Mhm.
to job life, your corporate life, and all.
Mhm. With respect to curriculum, if you talk about like the thing about BMS curriculum is like it's not like you get good with one thing exceptionally. It's like you learn little of everything. It's more like a generalist approach. And in the beginning, you might
Yeah.
have an insecurity of like, I'm not learning something tangible like an engineering course or one thing, getting expert at one thing, maybe like an economics or something similar. That will be there in the beginning. But over time, you realize like in 3 years, you're going through at least 50 to 60 courses, or in 4 years, you're going through at least 70, around 70 courses. And it's like it's more like a self exploration process. You're getting to know better about you. Like one thing that I've noticed, like in the beginning, you might be
Correct.
like, I may not like the subjects. You might have an understanding of yourself which will be challenged. One example is of a business law course we had in second semester, and a lot of people thought like business laws is not my cup of tea. It is a very dry subject. I may not like it. But by the time the course was over, people really loved it. I mean, like we had a court kind of thing as part of projects, and that was 30% component. So another thing I like about IIM's undergrad in particular, like specifically I don't know if other colleges do it as well, but like for subjects like economics and math, we might have a 90% written component, but subjects like marketing, business laws, were like a more practical thing. Even oral communication, French, I would say, course we had before, there we have like 40% at least like non-written component, like a stage
Yeah.
presentation, for example, and then that is graded. I think it happens in a lot of
Yeah.
like good colleges. So that is amazing
Yes,
because
sir.
that is how it works. Like that's how it should be graded. And people who are good with stage, they find it as an advantage as well. So overall, I think the curriculum is made in a way that it is more of a self-exploration process. You might have assumptions about yourself, and when you actually go through the course, you kind of discover things about yourself. And I think this generalist approach works better in today's era because you're constantly learning new things. You're learning how to learn, right? And I think that is what matters in a
Yeah.
constantly changing era, like especially with the AI thing coming up. It's like you
Correct.
have to constantly learn. You have to constantly upskill. So here, the skill that you're learning, it's not really the subject. It's like how do you approach a subject. So that is there. Every semester, nine
Yes, sir.
subjects we are having, and constantly we are shuffling it up by the time we get to the next semester. So yeah, that's how curriculum is, in my opinion. And with respect to corporate
So,
exposure, we have a 6 month
yeah.
6 month internship coming up in the sixth semester. So that is there. Now, summer
Oh,
internship that people do, right? I think here we have people who even did an internship in airport authorities of India. There are people who do cold mealing and get paid internships. That is there. And another thing about is like people who have done that, you could walk up to them and ask how was their experience. You can also learn from that. That is also there. So yeah, like the internships, the summer break that you get, the summer internships that you're doing, that is really up to you what you want to do, right?
so it was mentioned in IIM Sirmaur's portal that students have to score at least 8 CGPA in IIM Sirmaur to get an opportunity to go for the MBA after completing the BMS of 4 years. So how difficult
Mm-hmm.
is it to get 8 CGPA from your 1 year
Mm-hmm.
experience?
Now this question of how difficult it is to score something is a very subjective question. You know that, I know that, all of us know that. Like, for example, in first semester we have subjects like
True, true.
psychology, we have subjects like philosophy, we have yoga, and in semester we have even have programming, we have stat. So all these subjects are very diverse, right? Now it also depends like how
Yeah,
exactly
true.
you're able to deal with those subjects, right? So if you're good with
Correct.
certain parts like understanding theory with numerical skills, maybe someone is good with more finance oriented, like like finance, like we have financial accounting, we have financial institutions coming up. Yeah, so it depends on what kind of courses you're good at, right? And then there is also this thing in college. In college it's really about the priorities you have. There could be people who are completely prioritizing on academics. There could be people who are prioritizing like learning as much as possible from the people around and networking as much as possible. So it's like if your priority is academics, I think it will be easy for you to get 8 CGPA. But if you also want all the other things that come up with college, like with college it's like you have a main quest of getting grades, decent enough grades, and then you have a lot of side quests going on. I think, in my opinion, subjective, in my opinion, it's not just the grades that matter, it's also the things that you do around.
Yeah,
And in my case,
correct.
in the first semester I got 8.57 GPA. That was, I was like, a
Um,
lot of what I
correct.
did was revolved around studying and meeting people to some extent. But in the second semester, like in the first semester I got 8.57. In the second semester I was more
Mhm.
involved in, what do you say, in building things. I was building technical
Yeah.
solutions for problems what students were facing here. A lot of Google Sheet, a lot of website building like
Mhm.
CGPA tracker, and like what else, like a
Mhm.
timetable kind of thing which is easily viewable, and like things like that I was building just for fun, okay, and
Okay.
also for learning. You're actually
Mhm.
helping the solving the problems here. So I really take a
Yeah,
lot of
correct.
pleasure out of that. So I was doing a lot of things like
Mhm.
that, and I was exploring a lot more. So then my GPA for the second semester, the semester GPA was around
Mhm.
6 point something. Something that you like about college is that it's a very long term,
Mhm.
like a very endurance game. In school, what used to happen, like if you miss the end term exam, you're like gone. Like if you did not study for an exam, your grades will be affected a lot. In an entrance exam, what happens is it's
Correct.
just one day, and you mess up that and
Yeah,
it's done. In college, it's like it
it's over.
happens very slowly. In second semester, I spent 0 minutes studying. I did not study at all, absolute zero. Okay. So it's like
Okay.
in college, what happens is like how you're allocating your time, and
Yeah,
that
correct.
will depend. So, what the answer to this question, how easy it is to maintain 8 CGPA, depends completely. It's very much variable with respect to how you're allocating your time and how you're allocating your efforts and what your priorities are in a college.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
So, Simon is giving 10% weightage to 10, 12, like academics, past academics.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So, what's the least percent student that you have ever met in Amsterdam pursuing BMS, even from the first to second year?
What is the
Minimum percentage is scored by a candidate.
I think I haven't really asked anyone what their percentage in 10th or 12th. I mean, it does not come up in any of the conversations, because it's like
Correct.
most of a lot of conversations are revolved around like the projects you do here, the things you are working on, your aspirations, ambitions, and it has never occurred that we actually ask each other, well, like, what are your 10th or 12th
Mhm.
percentage? So I think I'm
Okay.
sorry that I cannot answer that question because I haven't asked it any, like, I don't even, I mean, few people you might have, but not, I do not have enough data to make a comment on that.
Okay. 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 No problem. No problem. So you were a 12th student or a dropper?
I was a 12, like after 12th, I joined here.
Right after 12th.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay. So let's ask about it. So, Shameem, you were a
Mm-hmm.
12th appearing student.
Mm-hmm.
How you managed to prepare for the both?
Hmm. So in case of IIM Sirmaur, what happened was that in the first year, like the criteria for intake was not actually based on
Mm-hmm.
IPMAT. It was actually your board
Yeah.
score and your
Yeah.
CV was also submitted. Then also it was an interview. So that how it kind
Yeah.
of went about, and that is what happened in
Mm-hmm.
IIM Indore also. IIM Indore started their IPM program in 2011, and it was only in
Yeah.
2012, like 2012, that they started their IPMAT program. So even in IIM Indore, the first year the intake happened on the basis of like your board exams. That's how it happened there as well.
Yeah.
So here, I mean, I was able to, I was not able to clear the IPMAT Indore cutoff, but I was able to clear the IIM Ranchi cutoff, and I did give IIM Ranchi interview, but I could not make it. Then IIM Sirmaur announced their BMS program quite late, and because of that, fortunately,
Mm-hmm.
fortunately that we could get in, and for, like I think a side effect that came with it was like we had our first year done in 6 months. That was there. I know it was very much hectic, but again that also gave us a lot of insights in how to work in pressure. That was there. So yeah, so that's it. Like in the first batch, it was mostly your board exam scores and your interview scores.
So one thing that people do not know about Answer More BMS program.
Mm-hmm. One thing people do not know,
One.
I think what I
Yeah.
would say is that I don't know why people have this perception कि I'm Sirmaur BMS नहीं जाना चाहिए. This was something that we all heard, but now one thing that you might not know is like if you ask a
Yeah.
lot of people here, all of their perceptions have been changed. Like all of their opinions about IIM Sirmaur has changed. So I think if you really want to know about IIM
Mhm.
Sirmaur, ask like the first years who have come here. On the first they were like kahan gaya, and like by the time, even yesterday I had a conversation with a junior who was talking like in the first
Mhm.
week I was very skeptical, but now I'm very happy with how IIM Sirmaur is. So yeah, that is something that people might not know. People from outside. Again, you will meet
Mhm.
pessimistic people as well. That is not saying that if you go to Harvard, there will be people like college से कुछ नहीं होता, ये जगह अच्छा नहीं है. There will be people like that,
Correct.
but you will also meet the optimistic people. I mean, it's really up to the lens that people are holding. But again, a lot of people here are like, they had a perception like it's bad. I don't know. I know like there's always this resistance to change, right? Even when IIM Indore came up with their IPO program, they had a lot of even backlash, like undergrad क्यों शुरू कर रहे हो, that kind of thing. But then kind of it
Correct.
kind of took up. That was there. So that you will see. One thing that you may not know about IIM Sirmaur is like people here quickly change their opinion after a month or two. And one thing is like there were people who got offer from IFT Kakinada, right? The
Mm-hmm.
offers came after IIM Sirmaur, and most of the people did not join IFT Kakinada. They stayed here.
Oh, that's very
Mm-hmm.
nice. So
Mm-hmm.
my next question would be, how worth is it to join ARMS and more for a very new student? And
A
what he or
very
she should be ready for before joining the ARMS?
Mhm. I think I've already answered this in a way. Like, is it worth it is a very subjective question. It depends on what you want from a college.
Uh-huh, correct.
What look at all the answers I've given so far, you would have had an like you would have gotten an idea of what the college is. See if it aligns with your aspiration, with your goals. Then if it's a yes, then it's worth it for you. If it's a no, then it's not worth it for you. It's as simple as that, I would say.
So, Shamim, any recommendation or tips for the students, those who are going to join Answer More the next year?
With respect to IIM Sirmaur, this is what I would say. It's a like you're joining into the first few batches. That means you're part of building the program, and even all the committees that are here. Even if you're thinking about placements,
Yeah.
even the placement committee is made of students. They are the ones who are helping the students. It's completely dependent on the students. So it's really up to what we do in the initial few years. You have a lot more effect on the program. So, like, if you are joining here, it means you're okay with dealing with
Mm.
challenges that could come up in first few years. And if you deal with them effectively, and it will be a huge character
Yeah.
development for you as well. So, I think that is how you should see IIM Sirmaur. IIM Sirmaur might have like a lot of pros, a lot of bugs, and you can see in both of those lenses. If you try to see them from a feature lens, you would be able to make a lot out of here. And I think that is something I'm grateful that I'm able to do. Yeah. So I think that should be the perspective you hold as well. And if you are coming to IIM Sirmaur, we'll be really happy to help you. Even with the second batch, what you're doing is like we are trying to be the seniors that we wish we had. Again, what I was trying to say is that you'll see both things here. Like you might meet people who are very optimistic about the program. Meet some people who are pessimistic about the program, and it really falls under what you do after coming here. You would have heard like people saying that college is a platform, and
Yeah.
you come here, and it's really what you do here what helps you in the next phase. Like if you work very hard in 11th and 12th, your college will be amazing. And if you even if you get into IIT or IIM in college, you just don't do anything, and you're just
Mm.
yeah, like people like if you get addicted to drugs and stuff like that, and something like that, like where things go completely misguided, and then of course your next phase won't be okay. It's not like you get into a college then like life set ho gaya, things are done. So any phase
Mm.
you're in, if you work hard in that phase, the next phase of your life will be easier, will be much better, will be more fulfilling. So even in college, it is a platform, and IIM Sirmaur has like any top college for that matter has everything that is needed for you to be successful in what you want to get into. Like that's how you would say. So that is here, and it's really how you use that to its fullest extent. So I really hope that you'll be able to do that. And whoever is preparing for IPMAT, go like from my answers, you would have gotten how an IM experience is here at IIM Sirmaur, and I wish you all the best.
Correct. Yeah, very nice. Okay, Shamim, thanks for your time and thanks everyone for watching the video. Best of luck to Shamim as well as to the everyone who's going to give the exam this year as well as in the upcoming years as well. Thank you. Do subscribe the channel, like the button, like the video, and share it with your friends as well. Thank you.